and welcome to this continuing First Look Explorer session looking at the Birth of Hercules by someone. Written sometime in the 16 noughties, we don't really know precisely when. Possibly sometime right in the middle. It's a manuscript text. It's reasonably tidy, but there are some pitfalls to come, so just be aware of capitalize being I rather than I, and things like that. But otherwise, it's not too untidy. Actually, the punctuation wasn't too bad, I recall. But anyway, there are some pitfalls to trip over because of the nature of the transfer of the text. We're going from almost halfway through, and we're going to go until we stop, basically. We might finish it all. We might just get a certain percentage of the way. We shall see what we shall see. Reading today, at the moment, reading Sosia is...
Hi, I'm me, or am I? I don't know anymore. I'm Eric. I think maybe, I'm not sure. Answers on a postcard.
Reading Jupiter, plus possibly some other people as well, is...
I am Greg. Having caused confusion last time, I'm now going to be, again, part of it.
Reading the confused husband returning home, Amphitrio, is...
Matthew Roberts.
Reading Thessala, Dromio, and Blepharo is...
Liza, picking over some cranberries. Did you know blepharitis is inflammation of the eyelid? I wonder if that's anything to do with this.
We shall see. And I'm your host, Robert Crighton. At the moment, I'm reading Alcumena, Mercury, and Bromia, but I will hopefully pass some of those parts on to other people as we go. Luckily, there are not many stage directions, so it doesn't matter. So, without further ado, we're diving into Act 2, Scene 3. As I thought, I'll be the first up to speak. Act 2, Scene 3, Alcumena, servant Sosia, Amphitrio, and later on Thessala will enter. This makes me think of Penelope, how pretty a device she found, good lady, to preserve herself against so many temptations in so long absence of her beloved Ulysses. No doubt she wrought like a workwoman, having accustomed her hand to it. I make wise work now, my mind is of another matter.
It joys me to think how kind a welcome I shall have of my fair and loving Alcumena after my long absence. Poor soul, I dare say she has thought it long. But the good success I bring with me and the honour of my victory, it shall plead my excuse.
I hope we shall find him. Will bid us welcome to.
Is not yon my husband?
Sirrah, see you follow me.
I do not mean, sir, to go before you.
What might the cause be of this so sudden return? I hope he doth it but to try me, how much I desire his presence, and well may he think he shall be welcome.
Sir, I think it were even best for us to go back again to our ship.
And why so, sir?
For we're like to have no dinner here. I see my lady's belly yonder is full already.
Indeed, it should be so, for I left her quick when I went last from hence.
It is my duty to go towards him.
Amphitrio salutes his well-beloved wife, whom all Thebes reports of her virtue. What says Alcumena? Am I welcome?
Now, I hope, sir, you make no doubt of your welcome, though you please to ask me the question.
It doth me good to see this fair belly so well risen since I see the last.
It seems, my lord, you are disposed to be merry, and it is so long, I pray you, since you see me last?
Even since I set forth out of Thebes with my army, 'tis so long.
Why say you so, sir?
Because I have learned of a boy to speak truth, wife. Wouldst thou have me tell a lie?
Sir, you do well to keep that lesson still, but would I might be so bold as to ask you in earnest what makes your return so speedy? You told me but even now you must in all haste be gone back to your army.
How, even now?
Do you this to try me even very now, but a while since?
How dost thou mean, but a while since?
Sir, though it please you to make me your playfellow at other times, I am now in good earnest, and do you make it make strange of it, that I say you went, but even now, from hence.
Out of doubt, this woman dopes.
Oh, 'tis nothing, sir, but want of sleep and impatience for your absence. Stay, but till she hath slept a little, and I will warn you she'll be better once she come to herself.
Truly, I thank ye gods I need no sleep, but am well advised what I say, and well know that both he and you were here with me this night, and gone again by break of day.
In what place?
Here, in your house where you dwell.
Do not say so, for we were never here.
Oh, sir, you may be deceived if our ship brought us hither asleep and we never knew it.
Must you help the matter too?
I help her, quoth he. I faith 'tis but in charity. She is mad already, and do but cross her a little. It is the best way to put her quite out of her wits.
I cannot take this in good part, that returning but now, where I expected so much kindness after so long absence, she would not so much as salute me. Wife, I pray thee, tell me one thing.
What, sir, I pray you?
Is it pride this is in you, or extremity of folly?
What mean you to ask me this, sir?
By cause you were wont ever when I had been abroad, kindly to welcome me at my coming home. Methinks this fashion is quite forgotten now.
I am sure, sir, I did salute you at your first coming as kindly as I could.
Did you salute him, madam, when I pray you?
Aye, and to you to Sosia. 'Tis not so long since that you should forget it.
Well, master, I'm sorry for nothing but for your child there.
Why for my child, man?
We'll prove a mad child and take after the mother.
What's that, sir, that you say after the mother?
Nothing. Aye, madam, but that I wish your child may not take after the mother.
And why not after the mother?
Oh, madam, because my lord hath so often wished for a boy, it should be a girl, and it should take after you.
Sarah, hold your prating. Tell me, wife, are you sure you see me here yesternight?
Sir, I did, and marvel much why you should so often ask me the question.
In your dreams, perhaps.
Even as broad awake as I see you now.
Alas, what shall I do?
Why, what ail you, sir?
My wife, questionless, is mad.
Do, but let her blood run a little in the brain, and my word, she will be sober straight.
Woman, tell me, where dost thou feel this humour first seize upon thee?
I cannot tell what humour you mean. I am sure I never found myself better than at this present. Saving my grief to find so strange usage at your hands, where I have little deserved it.
What shall I say? I am angry to hear her talk, and yet it grieves me to see her weep.
Oh, let her weep, master. This is the letting of her brain blood. 'Tis the only way to make her come to herself again.
Well, weep or weep not, I must inquire further into this matter, that's certain. Can you say that I was here yesterday night? Can you say that I was here yesterday night, that came but this night into the haven, where I supped, where I slept all night, and yet no foot on shore till this morning?
I say you supped and slept with me tonight.
Nay, then let me be true, yet that I supped with thee, but for the love of God, do not say I slept with thee.
Yes, and so soon as I was, it was Dale, you returned back to your army again.
This is the first part of her dream. Madam, i' faith, when you waked, did you not thank God for your sweet dream?
I hope, though it please my lord to use me as he thinks good, he will not allow you, Sirrah, to control me. I have seen him angry with you in my time for a matter less than this.
Sir, I bid you hold your peace again. Say you that I did go away from you this morning?
Aye, and before your going told me yourself the whole manner of your victory.
Are you sure you know it?
If it be as you told me, I am sure.
As how? Let us hear some part of it.
First, how you put them to flight, and in the execution killed the king yourself, and after took them that remained alive to mercy.
Did I tell you this?
Sir, you did. How should I know it else? Besides, he was by when you told me it.
How say you, sir? Did you hear me tell her this?
Where should I hear you tell it?
Nay, ask her.
I will not flatly deny it, because she hath said it, but if it were so, 'tis more than I can remember.
Indeed, it were a marvel if he could say anything to cross you.
Sarah, look hither. Look me full in the face.
I think this is full, sir.
That's good. Sir, leave your neighbor. Sir, leave your neighboring. You had best. And tell me truthfully, never speak to please me. Did I, in your hearing, tell any of these things to your mistress?
Sir, I pray you, are you in as good a case as she that you ask me this question?
Sarah, tell me directly, without more ado, did I or no?
No, sir. No, not I. I heard you quote the not anybody that's wise, I think.
Do you hear what he says?
I hear him well.
And will you neither believe him nor me?
Saving my duty to you, sir, I will believe none before mine own eyes.
Do you say still that I came hither yesternight?
Do you still deny, sir, that you went from me hence this morning?
I say and swear it too, by the King of Heaven, this is the first hour of my arrival here, since I went from hence with our army.
And will you deny, too, that you left me for a remembrance at your parting?
What was that?
A standing cup of gold, which you said was given you for a present.
I neither gave you one, nor ever said how much to you that I would. Indeed, it hath been my purpose to give you such a one. But who told you thus much? I'll lay my life Dromio hath been with you, for I sent him out time enough to have been here by this time, and ne'er see him since.
Or you, sir, 'tis none but he that hath played the knave with you in all this, so I think I've spoken for him.
Oh, I know not when you sent him, but I am sure I see him not yet, and if he had been here, you know best whether he would give me the cup or no.
Stay a little, for God's love. This makes me wonder yet of all the rest, unless you, Sarah, have played the villain with me, and privily acquainted her with this before my coming, and then come and tell me I cannot tell what devises of your own.
Nay, and here you prove that, sir. You said you'd hang me before, then let me be quartered too.
What shall I say to this?
Shall I cause my woman to fetch it?
Let me see it.
You shall, sir. Thessala! Enter Thessala.
What's your will, madame?
Bring me the cup hither I told you my lord gave me at his going away. Why do you not make more haste? Bid, ragazzo, come too.
Presently, madame.
Exit Thessala.
Come hither, you. Where is your mind, sir? Why this would make me wonder of all the rest if she could chance to have this cup.
Lord, will you believe that when you know 'tis here we're fast, 'tis here fast under lock and key and under your own seal?
Let me see. Is the seal whole?
Look, I pray you, sir, that you may be sure.
Enter Thessala.
Here it is, madam.
Exit Thessala.
Oh, no.
And now see, sir, yourself, whether this be it or no.
Oh, heavens. What do I see? 'Tis the very same.
Well, I'm sure of one thing. Either she is a witch, or else the cup he must be here still in the casket.
Go to. Let us see. Open it quickly.
You can bear me witness, sir. The seal is whole.
Very well, sir.
This is fine sport. I found another Sosia. My master he hears of another Amphitrio, and there be another cup here. To the faith, we're all doubled. Jupiter. Oh, Jupiter.
What's the matter?
Oh, Jupiter, no, a piece of cup is here.
But you said, best, sir, find me a cup there.
Why, you see, 'tis here.
But how came you by it then?
But even by him that asked me the question.
If faith, master, I believe you are disposed to play the nobleman with me. You have been here before me and taken it out yourself and sealed up the casket again. And now you ask me what's become of it.
Villain, dost thou help her forward too in her frenzy. Do you say still that I was here yesternight?
I say you were here.
And how did you entertain him then?
Indeed, that were a question.
But some answered. How should a wife entertain her husband? When you came in, first I gave you a kiss.
Beshrew me, I like not this beginning, but go on, I pray you.
Then you washed.
What then?
You sat down to supper.
And what after supper?
I
Sir,
must...
Oscar forward. Sorry.
No, it was you, sorry.
Aye, master. Oscar forward. You shall have good stuff and all night, won't you?
Sir, do not interrupt us.
After supper you found yourself something weary and you went to bed.
I think she will come near you anon.
Where say you?
Where should I lie but in the same bed with you?
In the same bed. Thou undost me, if thou sayest so.
Alas, sir, what ail you?
She hath wounded me. She hath stabbed me to ye heart.
Why are you thus out of order, sir? You make me at my wit's end.
That's a small matter. They were at an end a good while ago.
What do I reckon of my honour gotten abroad, when my honour at home is stained, my bed defiled?
Alas, why should you use these words to me?
Away from me, I your lord. Oh, shameless woman, dost thou not blush to call me so?
Sir, little have I deserved these reproaches at your hands. The gods know how wrongfully you accuse me, and I hope they will do me right.
Oh, immortal gods, what may this mean? I pray thee, so as art thou such, thou knowest me.
I think I had best look well upon you, to be sure. Aye, you are my master Amphitrio, I take it.
Did I sup in the ship yesternight, or did I not?
Surely you did, or one very like you, but a man can hardly tell what to say of truth as now the world goes. I have found another Sosia. Belike there is another Amphitrio. Which of you appeared there, I cannot tell. I'm sure one of you did.
My bed dishonoured.
Then let the unspotted Diana plague me for my dishonesty, if ever man but Amphitrio came to my bed.
Would it were true?
'Tis true, my lord. Will you not take mine other?
Jot, you are a woman. You will swear boldly enough. Well, I am so distraught with this that I scare no myself.
Weren't you, sir? You are Amphitrio yet, one of them at least, and you lose not yourself. Good enough.
Never weep, woman, thou no amends for such a fault as this. What do you say? Did I go back to the ship and bring hither your cousin, Necroshus? How'd you say that? That was there with me to disproval. You have said to your face, do I wrong you, then I would put you up from me.
If I be found false, I am contented.
Then we are agreed, sirrah. Stay you here still. I will myself go back and fetch Nartreus. I'll trust nobody.
Madam, and you be a good lady. Now tell me one thing. And there be not another Sosia now within besides me.
Sir, you will never leave your lying.
Nay, and you be angry. I'm gone, and so I hope my fellow Sosia too, or else I would not go into there.
This is strange to me, that have lived thus long untainted in the opinion of the world, now to be challenged by my lord and husband. The gods, I trust, that are witnesses of mine innocency, will deliver me out of this distress. I cannot be otherwise. I know my cousin Norcatres is honourable and loves me. He must needs be witness of my side. Everybody's off stage, end of Act 2. Yeah, so the same games we've had earlier. Sosia's sort of in-betweeniness there of sort of awkwardly saying the things that he really shouldn't be saying, and I get the impression there should be some physical business there as they possibly hit Sosia every so often for being quite impertinent. Yeah, there's a we've been at this game before. There's a lot of business, there's a lot of back and forth. Could possibly do with the trim, but I think the basic shape of it's really nice, and I think the dialogue does bounce along quite nicely. Thoughts in the room before we go into Act 3? Eric.
I believe I am unmuted, maybe. Yes, I am indeed. Yeah. I just like how Sosia is basically interjecting himself in like this a marital argument, which is kind of like he's not supposed to be arguing. Like he's the witness, basically. The Amphitrio asks, like, did I tell her that? And he's like, I don't know. I mean, if another me exists, then maybe another you exists. You know, maybe I don't know, maybe not. I'm not sure of anything anymore. Why are you asking me?
Yeah, the continuing sort of crisis that Sosia is having here of just going, I don't know who I am or what. Nothing is real. Nothing. We're in a simulation. It's glitching. It's that sort
Matrix.
of, yeah. Red or blue pill. So
That's what it did feel like. It was like Frankie Howard or Kenneth Williams. It was like, oh, I was like, are we going to go up Pompeii or what are we doing? It was, and then because it's so brisk and pacey, and then I was like, okay, hit the pronouns, and then it was like, no, it doesn't belong there. It's got a unique tone.
And it really is. It is up. So it's early modern up Pompeii in the sense that they're both based on Plautus. So they both have that shape, and they're both adaptations. So this isn't strictly speaking the play Amphitrio by Plautus from 2,000 years ago, but it's an early modern spin on it. With extra material and extra complications. So yeah, it's absolutely. I mean, Frankie Howard is a perfectly, is a very good.
That be bed dishonoured.
Yeah. Though technically, I think he would be Sosia in this context. Greg.
I was also thinking it's very funny thing happened on the way to the forum, which is again Plautus. It was lovely. It was lovely sitting out for that scene because it was like having read Amphitrio in the scene that must absolutely precede it. It was quite fun hearing that character then, and poor Matthew. I mean, you're coming at it cold, pretty much. That. You got the confusion very early. You knew you weren't. It was just, and it's just like it's a lovely thing of it. It's it's going to resolve itself because it's a comedy. But at this point, there is actually that slight element of how is it going to resolve itself? If you don't know the play, if you don't know Amphitrio, you're not going to know how it ends. But it's got a slightly dangerous element to it. I think.
Well, I mean, there is obviously a massive consent issue here that we're quietly not addressing most of the time.
We'll just ignore that bit of the play.
We're just quietly just saying, the gods will do god things.
And I'm sure Jupiter won't cause any problems in the next scene. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yes.
It did make me laugh. It was genuine lines where I was laughing at Matthew, and then I was thinking, I was like, again, because it's fresh to it. And it was like, this is quite funny. I was like, no, be in it, play with it, be in it. But I've never come here to this cold like that. That's a new experience as well. But it is funny. You could see this go, oh.
And I say, even when we're navigating a slightly untidy text that has a few awkward typos here and there, that we're sort of navigating live, so it's that's keeping us on our toes. It's fun. Eric, and then we'll move on.
I just like how Sosia in this scene. I mean, he's already confused. We know that, but he's kind of like, "Oh yeah, I totally know what's going on. She's insane, so you have to agree with her because we're going to be in trouble if you don't." And then he thinks the moment he thinks he knows what's going on. Everything switches, and he's like, "Wait, maybe I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is a big lie." It's like this moment of, "What on earth? I don't know what I'm doing anymore."
Yeah, who am I? I don't know who I am anymore. It's all. Yeah. Okay, so that was Act 2. We have completed the unit of action we got halfway through last time. We've got our eye on the game. Let's go into Act 3. Act 3, Scene 1. Jupiter alone.
I am that Amphitrio who am Jupiter when I list. And my man is either Sosia or Mercury, as I will. I am now stolen from Juno and come down hither again, seeing the conflict betwixt poor Alcumena and her husband, to help the weaker, indeed to ease the innocence of the burden. Sorry, I saw Matthew's face. Of the burden of my fault. The second coming of mine, Amphitrio, his likeness, will breed yet a little more confusion, which I do to please myself. But I will make all good in the end, when the truth shall be known, and Alcumena for her recompense shall without pain be delivered of 2 brave boys, the one begotten by her husband, the other by me. Here she comes, just in the humour of a woman. In these cases, her husband left her in grief. But her grief by this time is turned into choler. But I that have pacified Juno, the angered queen of heaven, so often, doubt not, but I shall pacify her again well enough.
I cannot have patience to stay longer in my house when I think how injuriously I have been handled by my husband. Have I lived with him thus long in the reputation of a true wife, to be now accused of shame and dishonour? To be used like a lunatic woman, as if I were besides myself? That he did, he denies, and affirms it to my face that never was done. Yet he thinks I will endure all this, but he is deceived. Indeed, such as was my love unto him, as no mean wrong could have prevailed against it, but mine honour is more precious to me than my life. It would try a kind wife to have her blood attempted by her husband. I had rather he had done so than he has done. Therefore, he had not need to threaten to put me away, for I mean not to stay with him, unless he make me the better satisfaction.
That she means to put Amphitrio to that I see I must fain to do. If I mean to get any favour at her hands at this time, and since my love have been the cause of her wrong, I must do myself justice, and be content to bear the brunt of her revenge.
See where he comes, the most injurious lord alive to his true wife.
How now, lady? What turn you away from me?
It is the nature of us women not willingly to look upon our enemies.
Oh, what open war, lady! Plain enemies?
I would you would let me alone, sir. Methinks a man of your worth should not abase himself to meddle with so wild and dishonest a woman as I am.
Nay, then I see you can be angry, lady. I would not have thought it possible.
'Twere much I should be well pleased to be touched in that is dearer to me than my life.
Why, believe me, woman, I spake not as I thought. I did this but to try thee.
Oh, if it had ever given you cause to mistrust me, yet the gentler trial than this might have served.
But I knew thee so kind, as no small matter would have moved thy patience. Now I see thou takest it so evil. Trust me, lady, I am sorry I began. Wilt thou forgive me?
I know you said much by my forgiveness. I expected you should bring my cousin Nicocrates with you, but he is no such man as so easily to be brought to such a wrong and innocent.
Why, I pray thee, good Alcumena, believe me, I was but in jest all this while. A Sosia can bear me witness.
I know not how you were, sir. I am sure it proved earnest to me, for it has gone as near me as my heart.
Oh, sweet Alcumena, if ever thou didst love me, forgive me but this one.
Sir, if it please you to give me that which is mine, hereafter, if I be false, you shall be sure I shall not be false to you. Or if not, if you will but allow me one to attend me home to my father's house, or if you will not, yet I hope to go accompanied with my honour, in spite of them that would take it from me.
Oh, nay, Alcumena, stay a little. Let's have a word yet ere we part. If there be no other remedy, and tell me this, faith and equity, if the first fault that ever I committed against thee in my life can deserve so hard justice as straight to be forsaken.
I know I cannot please you better. 'Tis that you have sought. Now you shall have your desire.
Nay, then let Jupiter hate me forever. If it be not so far from my desire, it would grieve me to the heart.
Let Jupiter be your friend. I beseech him whatsoever become of me.
Well, lady, this is once you say you will be gone, there's no staying off you, then will I to sea out of hand. Farewell, Thebes. I hope to see heaven ere I see thee again after I am gone once.
The gods forbid that for my sake you should wrong your country so much.
No, no, I see 'tis your desire it should be so. I could but once jest in my life, and to be taken then at the hardest. Well, lady, since I see your heart is so hardened against me, and you purpose to leave me, I will begin first. And for proof I mistrusted you not, I leave you what I have Out of my ship at the sea, I have furnished, and then I am gone.
Alas, I see he will be gone, indeed, if I stay him not. My lord, good my lord, bear with a woman's weakness. I know you were but in jest with me, I make no doubt of it.
Nay, I differ. Think what you will.
Indeed, my lord, I will never be angry with you again.
Dost thou forgive me, then?
Do you make a question of it?
How shall I know that dost?
Hark, and I will tell you.
May I believe thee?
I hope you will, sir.
Not unless you tell me again. Now I believe thee, and I'm glad, lady. We are become so good friends again. I swear it shall be the last time of our falling out. Lord Sosia! I will send him to Blepharo, my shipmaster, to bid him come to dinner to me. But I mean to have some sport with him, I'm sure you too. Yet I dine.
I marvel that he talks alone to himself.
Lord Sosia, I say!
Act 3, Scene 3, Sosia, Jupiter, and Alcumena.
Here, sir, you took me even in my haste, sir, a little more. I'd slaked my thirst pretty well since I went in.
Stella, do you hear?
Aye, sir, aye. Oh, Lord, are you two friends again? I'm truly glad to see it. I think you were but in jest all this while, for if you had been in earnest, you could not, I think, have been friends by this time.
It's not, I say, that Sosia could bear me witness. I did but jest with thee.
Sir, I believe it. What needs more of it? But, sirrah, how chance you were so saucy? Could not your master jest, but you must jest too?
Oh, Lord, madam, the only jesting in the world is to jest with good company. My master should have had no sport alone, no.
And was not your master, think you, odds enough for me, but you must be 2 to 1?
Old enough for one woman is able to take down a great many men. I hope you will pardon me, madam, for my boldness.
Well, Sosia, well. Now my lord and I are friends. Take heed I help you not to a beating one of these days, and you leave not your knavery.
Stella, it is so. So it is. I have a matter of religion to perform, a certain vow I made to Jupiter before my victory.
So, sir.
I would have you go fetch him I would have you go fetch hither from the ship Birtharo, my shipmaster, that after the solemnity done, he and I may dine together.
I'll be there and here again with a trice, sir.
Exit Sosia.
See you be.
In the meantime, if you please, I will go in and command the vessels you are to use to be in readiness. Ragazzo, where are you?
I pray thee go, and thou shalt make me beholding to thee. Thus have I deceived both the mistress and the man together. But a good end shall make amends for all. Now, as I am sacrificing, will Amphitrio return home from seeking of noughties, whom we cannot find. But I will have Mercury keep him out from coming in here by his leave yet. We will take for his man Sosia, and to make up the matter, there will be Dromio, his other man, to help to keep out his own bastard too. Oh, God help us. And Dromio is coming here. As soon as he sees me, he will make no question, but I am his master, so I am like to be troubled with him. For if he comes full in a conceit to have at my hands a charge of certain prisoners committed to him, as my Mercury made him believe when he got his ring from him. And prisoners here and none yet. Once, therefore, I must serve up the matter as well as I can for the present, that we may not want his company anon in keeping to keep his right master out of doors. And here he is.
Act 3, Scene 4, enter Dromio to Jupiter.
And they should be unruly now. As these young nobles are wags, I would indeed speak something big to them. As my honourable subjects, I must not have you do so. But I do not depute it best to smite them at any hand. So, if one of them should chance to come to the crown afterwards, and I come in his fingers, he might make me hop without my crown and my head too. No, I'll none of that. But an they be my faithful prisoners, I'll be their most dutiful governor. I'faith, what a credit it will be as I walk in the street now to hear the voice of the common people. There goes Monsieur le Gouverneur, saith one. There goes his worship, saith another. For indeed the base name of a jailer is fit for such as keep thieves, not for him that hath true nobility in his keeping. But yonder I've spied my master Amphitrio, whom I've been seeking of for so long. A man would think that seeth him, he is not so little but that he might have been found by this time. Truly, I cannot tell with what face to look upon him. I'm so bashful now, I am towards the same preferment. And indeed, shamelessness in an officer is a notorious thing. Well, I will set before the best face I have. Lord, sir, I've been to seek you, I think, all the world over. I do not think when I'm in place once it will be fit for me to stand with my hat off any longer.
And where has thou been seeking of me?
Marry, there and here and here and there and there and here again. In 2 words, where not, sir?
I can tell thee in 5, not there where I was. For then thou hadst found me.
Let me see. Not there where I was, for then thou hadst found me. They be just 5 indeed. I pray you, what was it you said, sir?
Must I tell you wise? I say you sought me not where I was, for then you had found. No, sorry. Yeah, that was the line. Sorry. You had so found me.
That's true indeed, sir. So a man may say, and he had known that he had ne'er sought for you. But I was wildly afraid if I had not at last found you by land, I should have been put to have sought you by water.
And why wert thou afraid of that?
Oh, you would not ask me the question, and you knew as much as I know. Why, I tell you, sir, he that hath been condemned, brought to the place of persecution, had the hangman by the hand, the halter about his neck, made his profession, song, God bless us, the 1150th Psalm, said, good people pray for me, nay, had one leg already off the ladder, was then saved, never scaped hanging nearer than I scaped drowning.
And glad of it, Dromio.
What, that I was almost drowned, sir?
No, I mean thou escapest, man.
Oh, that's another matter indeed.
And by what time came you to your mistress then?
Time enough for anything I said to her.
Spake you not with her?
No, nor she with me neither.
Where's my ring then?
As though you knew not. I see you're in jest, sir.
What mean you by that?
I mean, you are not in earnest, sir.
I hope, sir, you have not cozened me of my ring.
Cousin you, quotha. Marry, would I had the grace to cousin you.
I thank you, sir. This is to commit anything to a fool's charge.
I know he means that by the prisoners. Nay, master, never say so. Do but try me once, and you find me wanting either in vice or negligence, ne'er trust me with charge again.
Try thee once, and ne'er trust thee with charge again? What charge dost thou mean, man?
You need not make it so strange, an't please you. If I look not to them as I should do, then put me out of office, and put Sosia in my room.
I pray thee, what dost thou mean by this? I perceive thee not.
Will you have me speak louder, sir?
Speak louder, you ass. Speak me plainer. Whom wouldst thou look to? Why dost thou not answer me?
Nay, 'tis no matter, sir. Though you do not, I am not greatly disoffended.
But wilt thou tell me what thou meanest?
Why, those same prisoners you sent me word by Sosia I should keep. By that token, you bade him take the ring from me you gave me to deliver my lady.
Thou wilt be never but a fool.
Nay, like enough so, sir.
Why, I have taken neither prisoners, nor ever had Sosia, but take any ring of thee.
Then belike, I am cozened for anything I see, and yet let me see, how should he come to know I had the ring if you told him not?
How? I art such an ass as if I had been as he. I would have seen it in thy face.
A ring in my face, a ring in a hog's face, and my face be well looked into. It has few rings as other folks' faces.
Why make so much of that man? I'll tell thee by thy face, I'll lay my life, anything you hast done, and so a man may do by any fool's face in the world.
Tell me anything I have done by my face? Then I'll ne'er own it again, and it were 5 times better than 'tis.
Why, come hither. Look upon me. A little. Thou mayest believe me another time. Let me see. When our armies were hard of fighting, I knew what thou didst by thy face.
Nay, ne'er stand looking so, for an my face say otherwise than well by me, I defy my face, I.
When we were hard in fighting, then thou, let me see.
Face, and thou beest a good face, be true to thy master now, face.
And there, for 100th pound, wert running away.
I am the worse for my face while I live, thou Judas, misbegotten face. Ooh, thou art a traitor to thine own master, thou monster of faces. I will hire some wildcat, some hag of hell, or some fernal fury to clapper-claw thee, or else, ooh, I will remove thee hither, and with the worst piece here make a truer, a more disloyal and honest face than ever thou wert. Yet hadst thou but betrayed me to my master, and not like a swain's face showed the ring to Sosia, who never have grieved me so much. Well, I'll be about the translating of thee presently for it.
What, quite out of love with thy face by this time?
What?
Tis pity. Sorry. What? Quite out of love. I can't do it when she's doing that. Sorry. What? Quite out of love with thy face by this time. Tis pity. Tis so good a one, but I will have you friends again for that.
Nay, then.
Spare not, man.
Nay, and I be.
Why, I have but jested with thee all this while.
I'm much jesting. And yet it may be so, too. For I know my face could ne'er tell you that I ran away.
Indeed it not, man, for I see it myself, as I looked about me to breathe me when we were in fight.
And I pray you, sir, and I may be so bold, is your eyesight so transparent that you might not be overseen in such a dust as was then?
It may be so indeed, Dromio.
'Tis a plain case, you were greatly mistaken.
Indeed, Amphitrio dares not strike and see thee.
I may tell you, Amphitrio does the wiser.
And for the ring, it was not without my consent that Sosia took it of thee, but the prisoners are yet to come. When they come, challenge me with my word, and if I fail thee, then blame me.
I'faith, I knew you were in jest all this while. A little more, I'd given my face the remove, I warrant it. But do you hear, master? When will these prisoners come, think you?
And I think it long, as soon as they are come, they'll be here.
That's well. And when a man has them now, what were it be best for a man to be called, think you?
Why, what thou wilt.
As it were, Monsieur le Gouverneur, or so, sir, for I would not be called a jailer for all the world. That were cousin german to a hangman once removed from the gallows.
Thou shalt be called Monsieur le Gouverneur, and he that calls thee not, I will turn him out of my house.
Sosia and all, master.
Aye, Sosia, or 10 Sosias.
Yeah, then will I see if Sosia or 10 Sosias dare say to me, Dromio, black is thine eye.
And they exit. And though it's not technically the end of the act, I'm going to treat it as the end of the act because it's the end of the unit of action. 1 Sosia or 10 Sosias, depending on things. So this is the bit that's definitely been added. So there is no Dromio. There isn't the second servant in the original play. This is a second complication. I'm not quite sure why Jupiter's messing with him, actually. It's sort of like he's just doing it for shits and giggles, isn't it? It doesn't actually... It doesn't add anything to his busy schedule. It's sort of really weird.
We had one more clown than the original play contained.
Yeah, but at least earlier there was sort of a reason for the comedy business. I don't see an in-world reason why he needs to do any of this. He's just doing it because. Whereas the stuff at the top is sort of trying to talk Alcumena down from leaving her husband, which is I say from the original, I think, and also it may not actually be. I'm not quite sure actually. No, it is. So I've got a copy here, just to keep the general shape. So maybe, yeah, is it? Yeah, there's definitely a bit of that going on. So yeah, yeah. Any thoughts on the room before we dive into the unit of action that is primarily Act 4?
It did sound like an episode of Pobble Come when you talked about Jupiter. That's what made me giggle. I was just imagining Dylan Thomas sat there and the way they was all going on and like, "Wow, your face!" You know, you could I was like, "Oh, it's a port," and then the ships coming in and out, and I really got a sense of Welsh Wales, you know. So it was fun. I could hear, I heard Welsh accents reading all of that, and it was really clear with it. It was extraordinary. Thank you.
And we've got that additional thing. Dromio, of course, being an early modern clown, is able to talk about having a Judas face. And I'm sort of going, this kind of thing that in the Roman context wouldn't really make an awful lot of sense. It'd have to be a very late Roman Empire thing rather than sort of the general period I think Plautus was actually writing in. I don't think it's physically impossible.
We're in Greece. We're in Greek antiquity.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking in terms of if Plautus definitely wouldn't have been writing that. Let alone where he set the play.
These guys are used to miracle plays where Cain and Abel swear by Jesus. You know, it's time. What's a timeline?
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. He's the clown. The clowns are always allowed to do that. They're allowed to be outside of the temporal universe. We had that earlier with something else as well, as I recall. Anyway, let's dive into it. So it's mostly Act 4, but technically we sort of have this bridge unit with Mercury here, which suggests that these acts are designed to all flow into each other, that there isn't really an interval anywhere, that this is just one ongoing thing, because this scene here should go into the next one anyway. So Act 3, Scene 5, and we have Mercury Solus, and... Damn, I'm Mercury. I don't think I can give it to anyone else. Just scrolling down to see if he talks to Jupiter later on. I don't think he does. So Greg, I think
I get to be Mercury again.
Yeah, I don't think there's a reason not to.
Well, if I speak to myself, so be it.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we've got a scene towards the end of this act, which effectively runs into the beginning of the next one. So Act 3, Scene 5, Mercury alone.
Now it is my father's will that I shall keep Amphitrio from coming in here. It will presently return from seeking of noughties. And to this end, will I put a garland on my head and make myself like one of the Bacchus knights, as if I were drunk, the better to cover the matter. Then will I and Dromio up to the house together. I doubt not, but we shall keep him out well enough as long as the tolls last. As for Dromio, it will be the least part of his thought that he keeps out his master, for verily takes my father for him, whom we shall leave within, and all that I do shall after light upon Sosia his neck. What care I for that? It is my father's will. It shall be so, and the truth will be discovered ere long. Well, I am bad straight. Amphitrio is here at hand, little looking for such an estate as his own home.
Act 4, Scene 1, Amphitrio, Mercury, and Dromio.
I cannot find Nautius by no means. He was not in the ship, nor in his own house, nor could any man tell me what was to become of him. Now will I home, therefore, and never leave until I bring my wife herself to confess who hath cockled me. For if I let it pass thus, let me suffer death. But soft, the door methinks is shut. Oh no, this is even much after rest. Who is within here? Who comes to open me the door?
Who is at the door?
That is so lusty at our door.
It is I.
Oh, my master? This is brave. Have I one master within and another without? I'm sure I left one within, doing of his collation to the goddess. By the mass, I'll go see whether he be within still or no.
Exit Dromio.
That's Dromio. He has gone down to let me in. But what did he there trow? And 'tis not Sosia yonder still, with a garland about his head. I marvel what time of day 'tis with him. Sirrah, what make you there? Why go not you down to open ye door?
Why?
Why do you not answer me, sir?
Sir?
Me!
Why? What are you?
What am I, sir? Do you ask the question?
I'm married to I, sir. A plague on you. What are you rapping so hard on the door?
How is that?
It's even so, as if your head were broken for you had but your due.
So I ask.
Indeed, that's my name. Oh, how then?
Villain, dost thou ask me how then?
I'm married, I do, sir. Never stand facing of me. What wouldst thou, fellow? What art thou?
Thou base cowardly villain, dost thou ask me what I am? Whom for this day's work will I have wept? Till thou hast not a jot of skin left upon any part of thy body. I see thou art drunk now, but thou shalt pay for it when thou art sober.
When you should have been very prodigal in your youth.
And why, sir?
But now you are old, come begging me for a mischief.
Dearly thou shalt abide, villain, that's wrong, if I get thee into my hands.
Do you hear, sir? Do I not call you too much to keep you without doors all this while?
I doubt not, but ere long I shall beat you for it.
Enter Dromio.
Sirrah, fellow Sosia, my lord is within.
Thou needst not have told me that. I knew so much before. But what hast thou brought there?
What have I brought, quoth he, as though a man could travel without his liquor into these high countries.
In faith, God have mercy, thou art old, Shrewsbury.
Aye, let me alone for a forecast. But, Sirrah, what a slave is yon! Dost thou not see he hath stolen my master's face up and down, and his apparel? How like a villain he looks!
Why, thou savest he looks like thy master.
That's true, but so he does not look like a villain. But as he is a thief, man, so he looks like a villain. You have with fellow Sosia and twere a master of an hospital.
How is that, I pray thee?
You will take a man up for halting straight.
Oh, stumbled in faith. Upon a good jest.
Sirrah, how the slave leers this way. And you mark him, he hath the very forfeiture of a thief.
Well, wilt thou help me to keep him out?
To keep him out, aye, and more than that too. Do but thou go down and take him and bind him. And if I help thee not to beat him too, never trust me again.
Yonder is Dromio again, 'tis he. I'll lay my life now. It is some plot of my wife's, and he is one of the confederacy too. I will try him. Sirrah, Dromio.
In good time, sir, what then?
Did I not tell you so? Hark, how sayest the varlet answers me. Sirrah, how did not... Sirrah, Did not you hear me knock?
Yes, Mary, did I, and hope to see you knock too by and by, and you get you not away the sooner.
Why, villain, I say, why dost thou not open ye door?
Open the door, sir. Alas, that's but hard by. But because you seem, as it were, to be one of my acquaintance, good fellow, I give thee leave to open it thyself if thou canst. Take it for a favor. Have I not flouted him, thinkst thou?
Oh, yes, this way, fellow, you are such another. You need much to talk of other men's good wits.
Away, fellow Sosia, I faith, you'll make me blush by and by.
Was ever man thus wretched but I, to live to be flouted by those he hath brought up?
Go your ways, that's a lie. I will be sworn I was brought up by the ladder here. I'd ne'er been here today else. Sarah, fellow Sosia, I'll tell thee what comes into my head now.
Really do. I notice some special matter.
Were not this an incanny place to take a pipe of tobacco in? Oh, and our house had a chimney, a man might take it out of the chimney most plentifully.
Sir, for want of tobacco, if we take a little liquor in the meantime?
Oh, a good motion, a very good motion, if a... Oh, but what wilt thou give me if I flout yonder slave now in high Dutch?
What shall I give thee? Oh, I shall have a kiss of Thessala. What sayest thou?
Oh, shall I, if faith? Oh, brave! But where shall I kiss her, Sarah?
What a question is that? Where thou wilt choose thy place.
Remember what you say. I shall choose my place. Then have at him. Hear you, mein Herr, ich bringe euch ohne Häng euch selbst. I've touched him.
I am so glad I didn't get that line. Very good. First in the face.
Here, fellow Sosia.
Me dank you, good fellow Dromio. I shall choose. Sorry, call you this high Dutch to drink all the beer, and then give a man the empty pot. Well, I'll find a use for it by and by.
Can a man endure all this? But I will let his fool alone and try so as yet a little further. Sirrah, so as you will open the door.
And you tell wins, sir.
A very good jest, by the Lord, a very good jest, and without infectation.
Dost thou think whipping shall serve thy turn, nay, if I kill the knot?
Kill him, quoth he. Ooh, thou'lt be hanged as soon as thou canst reach him.
Sir, you that threaten to kill men, starveling, carcass, shadow of a man, begone quickly. I give you warning and touch not our door again. You had best not so much as with your little finger. And if you do, I will hit you such a flip on the coxcomb with one of these tiles that I will make thee spit thy tongue out.
Yes, he hath spoken most pithily. What shall I say after this? Even as my muse will give me leave. And if thou dost not spit it out the sooner, mark me well, I will take thee such a blow on the chaps if a Pelly's guide.
The Polo man, I would say.
Oh. So I say, if Pollio guide my right.
Elbow.
Yeah, if Pollio guide my right elbow, that I will. Faith, you put me out, that you have, fellow Sosia.
I warrant thee. Go on, man.
Then I will send thy tongue for a lying esterment, like a calf's tongue down thy throat, and so into thy foundation, and so forth.
Passing well. This is all within comparison.
What do I muse about?
Mark, he'll make thee another speech.
Slave, drunkard, will thou forbid me to knock at my own doors? Do I not know thee to be a coward? I'll go pluck them down to the very ground.
Surely the man has spoken as his wit serves him.
You will not, I am sure.
See hither, I will or no.
Then how about you, in faith?
Come on, Faith, let's do it.
Sarah, how when he get up to us, I warrant thee at him.
Oh, he hath wounded me! What villain thy master?
Dost thou find fault with drunkards and call me master?
He your man, if Faith as much as I am, and all one.
Why am not I thy master?
Sir, methinks I long to be at it again. Methinks 'tis fine sport.
Stay a little man. Fair wars are best. We must have some parley.
I am persuaded with much ado.
You are master, sir? I hope I have no master but Amphitrio.
Have I then lost my shape? Tell me, for God's sake, do I not look like Amphitrio?
Yes, by my troth doth he, and I should speak my conscience, only I think Amphitrio's head is wholer than his.
Dromio, called within.
Oh, I come. Is it you, mistress? Oh, Thessala. Take heed, you had best I do not fall upon you. Fellow Sosia, you will look to him?
I want thee let me alone. Did I not say thou wert tippled thyself that asked another man who thou art? Oh, be good. I would wish thee without more ado and trouble not our house without Amphitrio being now returned from the camp. He's solacing with his lady.
What lady?
With Alcumena.
Who?
Did I not tell thee? Amphitrio, thy lords and master, trouble me no more.
Tell me but this. With whom doth he lie?
Yet again, with whom you love for a time or two more.
Good source, tell me.
Did I not tell you most lovingly with Alcumena?
In the same chamber?
Aye, the same bed too.
Then I am undone.
I think again that he calls me undoing. That he calls undoing. To have a man's ground thrown to his hands.
Sosia?
What a marine wilt thou have with Sosia?
Rascal, dost thou know me?
I, slave that I do, for a troublesome fellow, wilt thou be gone?
I tell thee, I am thy master, Amphitrio.
I tell thee, my master Amphitrio, he's now in bed with my mistress. And if thou beest not gone, the sooner I will fetch him hither to try himself.
For God's love, let me but see him.
Thou shalt within a while, because thou art so desirous. But in the meantime, see you not meddle with our doors. At least now he hath not done his sacrifice. He come out and sacrifice you.
And Act 4, Scene 2, Amphitrio, Sosia are joined by Blepharo.
Oh, immortal gods, what disastrous chance hath enwrapped my house since I went last from hence. 'Tis even here, I fear me, as it was in Arcadia, where men changed into beasts and never returned to their former shape again. Well, here will I pause a while until I may see this new Amphitrio.
You tell me wonders, Sosia, that you should find at home just another just such a one as yourself.
But hear ye me. When I am found another Sosia and Amphitrio, another Amphitrio, what will you say and you find another Blepharo? Would he might have faith and find as good at cudgeling as I did too, and then be turned home again without his dinner?
You tell me strange things, but let us go fast, lest Amphitrio stay for us.
I think it
is the destiny of great men to see Semblance of crosses to the good success, so stories recount of others. So it is fallen out with me.
Hey, Blepharo.
Oh, what's the matter?
I'm afraid all goes not well. Look, you yonder stands my master without, and the door fast shut.
That's nothing. Perhaps he takes the air to get him a stomach.
Maybe so, and so he shuts the door that his hunger when it comes go not in and eat up the meat before him. Mark him, for God's sake, how he stands mumbling of something to himself as though he were casting up of his account. And he should call upon me now, I should make him a fair reckoning. Do not go so fast. I pray thee, let us listen to him what he says.
I am afraid the gods are angry with me, very angry with me, and mean to take from me again the glory they have given me by this victory. All my family is in a confusion, and that which is my greatest grief, my wife, hath dishonoured my bed. But of all wondery, yet I marvel most to find my cup in her custody, and scale remains still unbroken. Besides, could she not tell me directly of her particulars of the battle? Out of doubt this could not be. But so as is doing, that villain who besides hath wronged me so much.
He speaks of me.
Aye, that I am sorry to hear.
Whither had I best to go, to him or no?
As good soon as sign man, and the better now, before he grows further into choler.
Think you so?
Yet it will be some ease to me if I may but revenge myself of that villain.
You hear him? For the love of God, let me be gone.
Whither wouldst thou go, man? Thou wilt not run away, I am sure.
I'm indifferent whether I do or no.
I warrant thee, man, pluck up a good heart. Thou a soldier.
All this while I see plainly he is contriving some mischief against me, but what reason has he?
Do I not see Blepharo? I muse what business hath brought him hither. But 'tis well he is come. He may do that for me, for Naughties should have done, and helped to convince my wife of her forgeries to her face. What good news with you, Blepharo.
Have you forgot yourself so soon, sir? Did you not send Sosia to me this morning to the ship to bid me come to you to dinner?
And not I in good faith, but where is the villain?
Whom do you mean?
Sosia.
He was here, even now.
What, he was not? Whither is the villain gone? If I kill him not, let him upbraid me hereafter with the base wrongs he hath done me. What have I got you at last, sir?
I beseech you, sir, have patience.
Let me Let me alone, Blepharo, for he shall never escape my hands.
Hear me, sir, but a word first.
Speak quickly, for if I endure no long delay.
Why, sir, I could come no sooner, I am sure, unless you would have had me fly, and that a man cannot do lightly without wings.
By heavens, I'll forbear him no longer.
You, sir, should your hands could possibly come no faster?
What? Tell you me faster or softly? Do you see the house, the tiles, my head broken?
The house, the tiles, my head broken, quoth he? Why, had I your head in keeping that I should answer for the breaking of it?
Hark to this villain. Blepharo, you do me wrong to stay my hand. Think you that these things are to put up to a slave's hand?
Why, Sosia, what say you to this?
I pray you, sir, when should this be done?
Dost thou ask me, sorry, Pennegroes, dost thou ask me, villain? Dost thou not know 'twas even now within this hour?
Will ye now? I thought so much, and did not you send me out in the morning to fetch Blepharo to dinner to you, and have I not been with him ever since?
Lying villain! Who sent thee?
Marry, even you, sir.
Dost thou drink work in the stell?
Aye, much drink. God, what I have not seen since I came home. For as soon as I was come, you sent me presently to look to the cleansing of ye vessels against your sacrifice, and as soon as that was done, you sent me abroad to fetch him here.
me persuade you a little. By this I now hear of you, comparing it with that he hath told me, I fear some wild magician hath enchanted your whole family. It were best, in my poor advice, to inquire further into the matter before you persecute any revenge upon him, whom perhaps you might after find innocent, and then it would grieve you too late. I do not think he durst have attempted this against you.
He says true. And if I care not if I follow his counsel, well, Blepharo, thou hast half persuaded me. But thou shalt go in with me, and I may try hither my wife will face thee, and me down too, as she hath done him and me already.
Act 4, Scene 3. Jupiter joins this happy scene. Jupiter is muted.
Stream is on. I'd forgotten I was in suddenly. But what's he that have kept such a stir at our door today? I think he had almost removed it to the hinges. Would I might have see him that have plagued these reeks. I trust I should teach you better manners. I'm over Blepharo is so long coming. I sent Sosia out time enough to have brought him by this time.
Blepharo, he that is now come out of the house, he's my master, that's certain. And this fellow here, he's a juggler.
Now what do I see? This is not certain. Yon is Amphitrio.
Amphitrio enters to this scene somehow.
Oh, you come, sir. I'm glad of it. For my word, my stomach was up a good while ago.
Didn't know I say that he is a juggler.
What should mine be then? That hath not eaten yet since my arrival. He may have refreshed himself by this time, and it please him out of my store.
Sir, and you be hungry. Yonder is a hearty joke for you.
Villain, hast thou never done?
Villain in your face. Your tricks shall not serve you now, my master is come.
My trick, slave.
And now, sir, are you that menace at my servant in my presence?
I believe, Master Juggler, you have met with one. We'll conjure you now.
Your servant, sir?
I, my servant, so I say.
'Tis a lie. He is mine.
Oh, sir, go in and get dinner ready. In the meantime, I'll address him here.
Do address him as my fellow Sosia addressed me, but I'll go make dinner ready. 'Tis the best work I went yet about since my coming home.
Exit Sosia.
Now, sir, is it you that say I lie?
I say thou liest like damned sorcerer as thou art. Thou hast by thy charms abused me and my whole family.
For this reproach will I here presently hang thee up.
Oh, help me, Blepharo. Help me, I am now undone.
They are so like that I cannot tell which of them hath the wrong. Yet I will do what I can to take up the matter betwixt them. Amphitrio, do not kill Amphitrio. Spare his life.
Callest thou him Amphitrio?
If Amphitrio were as he was wont to be, and as other men be, a single Amphitrio, well, I might then possibly wrong you, but now the fashion of doubling has come up. I know no more reason why one should be more Amphitrio than the other.
Oh, what dost thou to me?
Good Amphitrio, strangle him not.
Sorry. I tell me, does he seem to be Amphitrio?
Both of you seem no less to me.
Oh, almighty Jupiter, where have I lost my shape? Let me ask him. Are you Amphitrio?
Do you deny it?
Be you a god's name, as you seem to be, a better man than Amphitrio, but I know it, there is no other Amphitrio in Thebes but I.
And I say there is none but I. Let Blepharo be judge.
With all my heart, I desire no better.
How can I judge betwixt you? You are so alike. Yet I will do the best I can. How say you? Will you stand to my judgment?
I am content.
And I.
Then tell me, before the battle began, what special charge gave you me?
To keep my ship still in readiness.
that if I were put to the worse, I might recover her for a refuge.
Besides, to have special care to the trunk it carried my treasure.
But how much was in it?
Nay, let me ask that question. Can you tell yourself?
20,000 crowns.
As just as can be.
I cannot deny it.
And you, how many ducats?
10,000 and 3,000 double pistolets.
Both of them have answered as right as is possible. I cannot tell what to say to it. If one of them were not locked in the trunk.
Argue a little further. You know, with this hand, I killed King Pateros. I took away his spoils, got the name of our enemies, was presented after the battle with a cup the king was wont to drink in, which I brought home in a casket. Gave it to my wife, with whom I washed, supped, and lay with this night.
Alas, what do I hear? I am scared myself. That's right. He says I am not Amphitrio. I find I am not myself. Wherein is our difference? Is not this to sleep waking? To die being alive? I am out of doubt, Amphitrio. Well, my enchantment seized upon my flesh or the baser part of my soul, my affections. But as for my understanding, it is a brighter light than can be eclipsed by all the blackness of the blackest heart. I know I am Amphitrio, I of the Thebans, who conquered the Talibai and left for noble my lieutenant.
Amphitrio that slew these outlaws, the dreadful Fraudus of my country, who with their piracy ordered Arachia, Anatolia, Phocis, the Ionian, the Aegean, and the Cretic seas.
Oh, immortal gods, I no longer believe myself. Farewell, understanding and all, if he thus perfectly recount my story. Now am I not Amphitrio the captain, nor Amphitrio the conqueror, enriched with so many spoils, honoured with so many victories, but I am Amphitrio the miserable, sir. You shall not take this from me. I am poor, unfortunate, abject Amphitrio. You have no interest in all this. I am Amphitrio the dishonoured, the disgraced. Will you fight me with these titles? I am Amphitrio, that I am wronged by my wife and my servants say. Are you he? I am Amphitrio, that I am robbed by my wife and my servants. You can bear me witness. I am he. Oh, Blepharo, look at it.
I will do my best. And there is but one thing left to help me. If that be in you both, you must even be fain to be two still for me. 'Tis more than I can do to make you one.
I know what you mean. The scar in my right shoulder that remains of the wound King Pateros gave me.
The same.
For God's sake, look us both well.
Dost thou see it all now?
Unbrace yourself. Let me look on you too. Oh, heavens. What do I see? They have it both in the same place, of the same length and the scar yet fresh in them, and the skin betwixt red and blue for all the world alike. Oh, I have done. Let them that have more wit than I give judgment in this matter. I can say nothing to so nice a difference. If you take it up betwixt you for me, I must be gone. I have business. I never saw the like to this before.
Why, Blepharo, wilt thou then forsake me at this pinch?
I cannot tell which of you I forsake. Because I'll displease neither, I'll forsake both.
And I will to Alcumena, who is now upon ye point of being delivered.
What will become of me now? Have all forsaken me, my wife, my servants, my friends? Whither shall I go? Into the house, to be controlled where I am commander, into the city to be subject to their tongues, whose head shall not long since under my girdle, to the king, to be highly scorned and royally laughed at. Was it the will of the immortal goddess? I shall survive so many dangers in my youth, to reap disgrace with my age's portion. were my flaxen hairs so often adorned with laurel? And shall my silver shall my silver locks be encircled with nettles? Tut, it was not I. Did I conquer the Typhanians? They were down in Bala Lake, bringed under the outlaws, killed King Petelius. He was down by the spa with my own hands, and now suffer myself to the cockhold of my wife, flouted by me servants, braved my stranger a face on dawn. Well, and if I put all these quietly, it was not I. I am not Amphitrio. But if I go in and hew them all in pieces with my sword for revenge, then am Amphitrio. But hark, what cry is that within?
And we go into, let's close the action because we're running low on time, but it looks like it's going to go quite dark and psychopathic. But luckily, Act 5, Scene 1, enter Bromia to Amphitrio, and Dromio will have entered in a bit. Alas, what a dale is this! My fear is such as I cannot tell where I am. Would not one have thought that heaven and earth would come together? My head aches, yet with the noise, I think I shall not be well this month again. Lord, what strange things have fallen out in our house! As my lady was in travail, she called upon the gods to assist her. Then was there presently such a thundering and lightning as we in the house fell flat to the ground for fear. Then I know not who, but somebody with a huge voice cried out, Alcumena, fear not. The goddess have heard thy prayers, and their chief commander will be propitious to thee. And you that are fallen, rise up and be not afraid. Well, with that I rose up, but durst scarce open my eyes for fear. But as soon as I had opened them, I was worse afraid than I was before, for our house did shine so all over as I verily thought it had been a light on fire. Then my lady called to me to come to her, and when I was come, I perceived that she was delivered of 2 brave boys, even by the grace of the gods, without the help of midwife or maid. But who be these that lie here? Oh, alas, some out of doubt that have been smitten with thunder. Well, yonder looks like Dromio, and I would know this old gentleman. I fear me it is my lord. Oh, out alas, this is indeed. Oh, dead or alive, trow ye, sir, my lord.
Oh, now my time is come.
Arise, my lord, arise, if you be alive.
What wilt thou do with me?
Oh, give me a hand, I will help you up.
Who takes me by the hand?
Your handmaid, Bromia.
I am all in a good sweat for fear, since Jupiter hath threatened me, but how durst thou come abroad?
Oh, alas! Oh, we were as much scared within as you were abroad. Oh, the Lord, the wonders that we've seen in our house, they do yet so amaze me that I can scarcely speak.
But tell me, wench, I pray thee, dost thou know me for certain to be thy master Amphitrio?
What should ail me but to know you?
I pray thee, mark me well, be sure.
Well, I'm sure. Why do you make it a question?
This wench alone is well of all my household.
Well, nay, all are well within, thanks to the gods.
Would I were so too, but my wife hath taken orders with me for my welfare.
You will be of another mind by that time you have heard all I can tell you, and find she is your chaste and loyal wife.
Why, what canst thou say?
Oh, first, she is delivered of 2 twins.
2 twins?
2 twins.
Then I live again.
Oh, let me tell you on, that you may know the immortal gods mean you and your lady well.
Speak on.
When she was upon the point of her delivery, expecting the ordinary pangs and dangers that do accompany women in such case, she lifted up her hands to heaven and bareheaded called devoutly upon the gods for their assistance. Whereupon presently came so mighty a thunderclap, as we verily thought the house would have fallen upon our heads. The thunder continued, as you heard, and in the meantime our house shined all over within, as if it had been coloured with the beams of the sun setting.
I pray when the wench, if thou couldst to abuse me, make an end quickly and hold me not long in this fool's paradise.
Oh, sir, remove this suspiciousness of yours. I speak nothing but truth.
Then go forward.
Oh, in this time she was delivered. And besides one strike at the first, rather for fear than for anything else, we never perceived any token of anguish in her delivery.
I'm glad to hear this. However, Sosia I am glad to hear this. However, so she hath deserved of me.
Oh, sir, let that alone, but hear me on. After she was delivered, she bade us wash the babes, as we did. But that child I washed, Lord, what a chopping boy it is! Oh, why, sir, 'tis half a man already. Oh, I am sure 'twas more than 3 of us could do to bind him in his swaddling clouts, and yet we had Sosia to help us.
These things thou hast tell me be strange. They be signs indeed that the gods are on her side.
Oh, nay, this is nothing to that is behind. After we had laid them in the cradle, there came gliding in out of the base court 2 huge, high-crested serpents, and they came advancing their heads directly into the nursery.
What then?
Oh, fear not, sir, I warn you. Being come in, they cast their heads every way towards every corner. At last they moved towards the cradle. I plucked it still from them as well as I could, being afraid both of the babes for myself. They made the more still after it, till at last this child I told you of, that is so great already, espying them, leapt out of the cradle, assaulted them, caught one in one hand and the other in the other.
Thou makes me tremble to hear thee. For God's sake, what become of them? Did they not hurt him?
Hurt him? Alas! He crushed them both as if they'd been 2 flies until he left them for dead. Oh, presently after that, one spake to my lady with a mighty voice, who said he was Jupiter himself, and bade my lady be of good cheer, and told her this boy was his.
Is this possible? Why so? I should hold in no disregard to have Jupiter, my cockner. Well, Bromia, go in and I will follow thee.
Oh, okay. Exit Bromia.
But who lies here? As if he were dead. Out of doubt is Dromio. How came he hither? I will raise him. Sirrah, Dromio.
Oh.
What, Dromio?
What shall become of me now?
Why, Dromio, I say arise, man.
An you be a god of your hands, spare my life and take that I have.
I marvel not to see this villain so much afraid when I myself, even now, was in like case. What, Dromio, I say, 'tis I.
Can it be, sir? That's all one. I have no great haste to heaven yet. And it please you to let me alone. I'm as well here.
Why, 'tis I, man, thy master.
I know you are master, sir, to better men than I am, yet I'd as lief not serve you at this time.
What an ass is this to fear when there is no cause? I tell thee, 'tis I, thy master, Amphitrio.
And you have my master, Amphitrio, sir, you may the better spare me.
Have him, quoth he. I tell thee, I am he.
Oh, it may be so, sir, but how shall a man know that?
Why, look upon me, man.
I thought so. Now one's eyes are smitten out of his head with a thunderbolt. You would have me look upon you.
Why, I warn thee, do but look up.
You are sure, sir, you see no more thunder stirring?
I warn thee.
Well, I will venture. Give me your hand. Can a man tell whether I see or no? Let me see. Do I see? Or am I overseen? By this light I see indeed. Who would have thought it? Oh, master, where have you been all this while? Are you here still?
Why, where should I be else?
Where, quoth he? By heaven, I thought you had been in heaven.
I pray thee, how should I come hither?
I do not mean you should have gone thither, but that it should have come to you. Why, who would not have thought but heaven and earth by this time had come together?
Thou seest, I am here yet.
Aye, and I'm glad to see it too, I may tell you, for I ne'er thought to have seen it with these eyes again. But, master, watch you what, I have had the strangest dream, I think, that ever you heard.
Why? What was that?
That it should rain so long till our house were of a light fire, and that my mistress should be delivered, God bless us, of 2 boys and 2 serpents, and one of the serpents should kill the 2 boys, and one of the boys should kill the 2 serpents.
This is a strange dream indeed.
Hark, master, more thunder, more thunder. Hear, man, you love yourself.
And we have a lot of directions about who's on stage. Just let the dialogue flow. Jupiter's talking to Amphitrio. You don't need all these scene stuff.
Amphitrio.
This voice is from heaven. I must do reverence.
Amphitrio, fear not, but take thy wife again. The boy she is delivered of, one of them was begotten by thee, the other by me, whom I would have called Hercules. Amphitrio, the confusion of thy house was wrought by me for my own pleasure. In recompense whereof, I have given thee a son that shall crown thy mortal head with immortality. Amphitrio! Sorry. Amphitrio, be friends therefore with Alcumena, for she is true and ne'er touched man but thou. And so be happy, Alcumena. Be happy, Amphitrio.
All ruling Jupiter, it shall be as thou commandest.
And yes, there's some potentially some descriptions of some stuff going on here that is not desperately helpful. It's interesting, this question of what's going on here. There's going to be some music going on. There may be some other business. It's weird that these various bits and pieces are all broken down into individual scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, scene 5, even though it's basically a continuating scene. So I don't know whether sort of Jupiter pops in and out, or other people are supposed to pop in and out. So yeah, and then there's a sort of author's note at the end in Latin, but it doesn't really tell us any more about the play. I think, though, we there might be some more. I don't know. So yeah, we have come to the end of the play. All is well. Okay, I think there are some. You know, I've enjoyed all of this. I've enjoyed the dialogue, the bounce, the shape of it. I think overall, as a play in its totality, there's a bit much of it. It is the same game that is played repeatedly across the play. And again, I think there's a bit too much repetition as well. I mean, this final scene, we've basically, Dromio's done the same thing that the midwife has just done. And I'm not sure that there's a sort of sense of, we sort of get stuff twice. I'm not sure it's much more. And yeah, there's just a lot of this play. It's all very good, but I just feel that in rehearsal you just go, right, we're going to cut this back a bit. We're going to find the jokes. We're going to find the physical humour, because of course we had a lot of stuff where Amphitrio is appearing to kill himself earlier in front of witnesses. It's like the bit when Jupiter is basically attacking Amphitrio and they're just going, stop killing yourself. But the reason why I'm sort of slightly against that scene is, of course, we've already had that scene in the last session. We had exactly the same exchange between Mercury pretending to be one of the servants. And it is a question of, at what point does the joke wear thin? Now, a good production can probably keep this up, bouncing up in the air. But I think it is my concern that what the playwright's done is he's taken a relatively short play and extended it and expanded upon it, possibly to the point where it becomes a bit much. But people may disagree. I don't know. Thoughts from the room. We are approaching final thoughts. We've rushed through this one a bit because it is mostly a translation with adaptation. I think it's very doable. I don't have a problem with this. I think it's a very doable play. I think, but I do have concerns about its girth, as it were. But then there are some wordplay that I feel it misses. I think there could be more of, first she was delivered of two twins. I think there's more you can do with the two twins for some reason. I think because it's.
Oops.
Of course there are two twins. So it's like there's some word games that almost don't quite happen. And sort of going, oh, there's potential there that we're not quite getting. Thoughts in the room. Greg, you were here last time.
I think all future productions should have a Welsh Amphitrio. I mean, it was it was perfect. I just couldn't match the accent as Jupiter. It's a great play. Yes, I agree. It needs a lot of cutting. It was very interesting playing both Jupiter and Mercury, the great purveyors of all chaos in this play. And actually, I really enjoyed that, especially when you start realizing just how many times it's just Jupiter speaking in those last scenes. It's literally like I was looking, I was going, "Oh, wait a minute, no, it's me again." It's almost like there was some sort of action on the stage directions we didn't have.
The absence of stage directions, because we keep inferring stage directions. Yeah.
Deus Ex Machina is very that Deus Ex Machina of the god arriving at the end. Arriving in his true form at the end.
He's demonstrating his godhead, as it were.
Yeah, and so nicely tying up everything. However, that doesn't really solve the problems of the play either, which, as time went on, were quite uncomfortable. But then again, that's normal with this play. Sorry, normal with this period. Really enjoyable. But I always like a good Roman comedy. You can't beat a good comedy tonight.
Yes, I mean it is that thing that we finally got to the birth of Hercules. It happened off stage. The author has rewritten it and called and renamed it The Birth of Hercules. And of course, it's such a MacGuffin because it's this thing they keep mentioning throughout the play, but it never quite gets there. It's not quite a MacGuffin, but never mind. Eric, you were waving. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I was thinking that there is a lot of physical business because you can imagine that when Dromio and Sosia confront Amphitrio at different points of the play, they sort of have this whole thing of being slapped or like hit round the head. Like, what the hell are you thinking, man? I am your master. I'm, whatever. What on earth is wrong with you? You can't ignore that sort of. I think there's a lot more to be done with that sort of, especially the last bit where Sosia and Blepharo enter, and he's like, "I'm not here. I'm just not here. I'll be over there. You do the talking. I'll be over there." Sort of. I feel like there must be an element of Sosia hiding behind Blepharo, maybe being a bit too tall to do that or something, and then obviously Amphitrio sees him. Or, being a cat as such, since a cat is appearing in Liza's
suite. I think there's a real potential as well later on when we basically get a quiz show about yourself. And I think, if we could engage the silly, I feel that there needs to be a buzzer. And, just going, that was correct. Next round, starter for 10. Or just the mastermind theme, the plays and the spotlight comes down. It's like, dun, dun, dun. Just looking around. Nobody's listening to me. They're looking at the cat. Liza, no, I'll come to you in a moment. Matthew, you've only been here for this session. How's it been sort of coming in halfway through?
Reading those lines and being in the situation when you were talking about the serpents and the eating and all that kind of stuff, I was going, there's a lot of, the first time ever being here this year, I felt like there was an inner life in the character. There was like, oh my gosh. And then I was shaking. There was an inner life to it. And I just found it was lovely on this particular journey to go, where does this lie? Pompeii, carry on, hobble come. And it was fun playing with the voices and seeing, and then just with you guys when it was with the northern and stuff, it was lovely exploring that and the giggles. It was genuinely having a great evening. Thank you.
Excellent. Liza, any final thoughts?
Just that this play is unexpected amounts of fun. And personally, if I were handed it to produce, I wouldn't cut it till I had run it uncut a couple times and just seen what felt necessary and what didn't. Because, you could tell, it seems that these were some very gifted clowns that were being written for. And the little bits of business are going to play to the strengths of the clowns. So you'd have to cast it pretty carefully. Dromio seems like a physical comedian. The other guy, Sosia, seems really good with wordplay. So, it would, this would be a very pleasant play to do. And I think, I don't know, it would be, what's missing, I guess, it would be nice to hear from Alcumena at the end. It would be nice if she came out with two kids in swaddling clothes, of whom one had like a little teeny lightning bolt in his fist, or something, or one was like glowing subtly, or something. Because other people say what happened to her, and she's such a vivid character. I feel like, I feel like she needs to have something approaching the last word.
I mean, in terms of the original text, of course, that's largely down to, I think, doubling and the way the text is structured. That she's simply not free. They replace it with it frequently is. There are usually very few women characters in Plautus, and they often disappear towards the end for that kind of structural reason. I mean, there is one advantage of not having her there, which is we don't. And it is one of the big problems of the play, and it's baked in. There's nothing you can do about it. You've got to find a way of sort of dancing around it, which is, of course, the how does anyone feel about the whole consent thing, about the sex with the god thing at the end? By not having her there, you sort of not confront it, and you just have God says things, fine, and therefore it's fine. And it is sort of one of those problems with the text that where you just have to sort of find a way of hand waving it away in some fashion. I don't think you can really address it because I don't think it's addressable. It's just what the play does. It's it's based on saying 2,000 years old, and it's 400 years old in its current form. So it's one of those sort of I'm not sure what you can do about that problem. And in terms of cutting it, there are two cutting problems here. There is the individual scene and delivering the maximum payload of laughs within each individual set piece, because it is a series of set pieces which each contains its own joke. And then it is the question of, overall as a play, at what point does it outstay its welcome? And so in that sense, Liza's absolutely right. What you want to do is workshop this for a week, doing the scenes in detail, finding the best you can get out of individual scenes, and then running it several times and going, okay, this stuff's good, but actually, is there too much, and what do you do? And so there's sort of two approaches to go for on that sense. Any other thoughts bouncing off that before I close? Eric?
Well, also because Jupiter comes in at the end, sort of like, well, it's very much like the sort of Isaac Abel types. Not Isaac Abel. Abraham.
Abraham and Isaac, or Cain and Abel. Choose one.
No, I mean, yeah, because they're all. I mean, Isaac and Abraham type thing, where like he's like, kill your son, and it's like, oh, I was just testing you, that kind of thing, and like. Because God says it, it must be true. It must be fine, even if it's like murder and like child abuse, or well, in this case, it's rape. although he doesn't acknowledge it, and it's very much sort of yeah, it's kind of like, how do you make that go away? You don't, because it's the mythology of it. I mean, we know, like, mythologically speaking, that Jupiter slept with a lot of women, whether or not his wife knew about it. His wife slash sister knew about it. So I mean, it's problematic. Like, the source material itself is problematic. So it depends how you want to do it.
And that is the frustration, because of course with any of the translations of Plautus and Terence to a degree, is they do have that baked in, even more so than the early modern period itself, which has a slightly different baked in series of problems. So I don't have a solution to that beyond just sort of hand waving and saying hopefully it's just nobody will notice and it'll go away, which isn't an answer. I appreciate. I don't have an answer to that, which leaves us on a slight downer. But otherwise, there's a lot of good stuff in this that is very enjoyable. All the mistaken identity stuff is very solid, and has been and can be found in other plays as well. We mentioned last time Jack Juggler, which features effectively a reworking of the first half of this play, and yes, can be heard on the podcast. So you can listen to Jack Juggler, which does a lot similar things as this play does as well. If you'd like to join us for some future sessions, there are sign-up forms available on our website, beyondshakespeare.org. Go there are sign-up forms in the Get Involved page, and you can just turn up and join us. We don't make any casting decisions. It's all done randomly. You will get some parts. That's how it works. Or you can just sit in and watch, if as we do it live. So yes, until the next time, all that remains is thank all these wonderful readers for all their wonderful reading. Thank you very much, everyone, and goodbye. I had a line, but I've lost it on my page. Never mind.